Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk Tristate with Tiny and Katy.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Tristate, all powered by HomeRight Windows and Doors, the right choice in Waynesboro, voted Best of the Tri-State 2024. My dear friends from Teflon Roofing, I have Andy and Jason back with us again. How are things going?
Good.
Good?
Yep.
How's the roofing business this time of year? Is it slow?
It is slowing down, which is honestly kind of nice to get a break because we're so busy the other 9 months out of the year. So a little bit of downtime for us to just get our thoughts together, our process together for the upcoming roofing season.
So what do you guys do in this off season? Like how do you keep your time busy?
Watch YouTube videos. No, it's marketing strategies, how we can improve our process to make things better for the homeowner, which is always our number one priority. And then we just kind of go from there, brainstorming, talking to you guys about getting better ideas. And
what I like about Teflon Roofing, you guys do a wonderful job, but you're really active in the community as well. And just before we started recording, you were telling me about the fact that you were offering rides to people who weren't able to get out because of the snow the other day. What sparked that idea?
That was primarily Jason's idea. I wish I could take credit for that.
That's a good one.
It's mainly because I don't really want to use the word empathy, but it's just caring about your community. Because so many people in life in general, not just business, they care about themselves or they care about this or care about that. But when you start caring about other things around you, because we were thinking, what if there's older people that need to go to a doctor's appointment, have to go to a grocery store? We thought about our parents because they're getting older as well. It would be nice just to offer that. So, yeah, we did offer if anyone needed rides or whatever, give us a call. And
you went mildly viral.
Yeah, we were.
That was a surprise.
Yeah,
the whole idea stemmed from last year. A lot of my mom's family, not my mom's family, a lot of my mom's colleagues and their parents and just friends that we have that are older, 50, 55, 60, 65 years old, when it was snowing that they couldn't get in and out of their driveway. Right. So we were, putting on our story that everything, hey, if you have somebody that's not able, we'll come out, help shovel, like no charge, nothing like that, just because, I grew up in Shippensburg, and now we're situated in Chambersburg. So I think that morning, I thought about it the night before, and then that morning it popped into my head about 7 o'clock. I was like, hey, you should make a post for this. And yeah, it definitely took off.
That's really cool. That speaks volumes for you guys. I mean, I know that you own a roofing company and that's your primary focus, but community is your primary focus, realistically.
100%, because, it's obviously all companies care about the bottom line, but we look at it different. Like, our customers are our main priority every single step of the way, because the interaction not only with you, but the way the process goes while we're doing your roof, like that's our next 3 jobs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, we don't rely on marketing and advertising dollars like 90% of the companies out there do. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically just honing in and working on your community and doing things for your community. And we got a lot in store this year for the Chambersburg and Shippensburg area again as well. A lot of pro bono stuff that we're going to be doing.
Care to share some of that with us?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
What about things that have been done in the past?
Something that we are doing now, though, that we can share because it's nothing like groundbreaking or, too terrible. We are offering free roof inspections for realtors in the area because we know what some people charge just for a roof inspection. Because when if you're buying or selling a house and the homeowner comes for a homeowner's inspection, they don't know how to get on a roof. They just check the basic things. So we were like, that's something we'll just offer for free. It occupies our time in the winter also. But it's also about building relationships, which also just goes back to generally helping people. Part of the best part I've had with Teflon is meeting the homeowners and just staying in contact, through every step of the process. And half of my correspondence ends up not even being about the roof. We end up talking about sports, our dogs. It's just
connecting with people.
Yeah, it's just getting to know people. Because a big thing that Jason values, which is great, it's I can't stress enough. It's about genuinely caring about a homeowner, because everyone's been ripped off at some point in their life.
Yep.
I don't care who you are, how smart you are, how whatever, and it's the worst feeling in the world. And we always tell people, whether or not you go with us or not, you go with who you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
But I'd say, I don't even know what percentage of jobs we've had where people have told us, and we do ask people, is there a reason you chose us? And they just said, man, we just got a good vibe from you. Mm-hmm.
I think that there is a lot of gut feeling involved with something like that. And I can imagine that when you are getting your roof done or that your roof is starting to go, you're automatically like your defenses go up because you're just thinking, this is going to be a monumental amount of money that I don't want to spend. And so you're automatically on the defense. Is it going to cost this much? Am I getting ripped off? It's like if you go and have to get something done to your car. I know for me personally, I'm automatically on the defense because, I don't want to be taken advantage of. But I know that you guys are trustworthy. So it's good it just is a sense of comfort knowing you are not trying to rip me off. You are going to get me the best deal. You truly care about my situation that I'm in. It's important.
Something you just said, it's directly correlated with auto sales. It's a big purchase you have to make. Even if you're only buying a $6,000 car, that's a lot of money to a lot of people, where some people, $30,000 is not a lot of money. It's all relative. But, I was in the auto industry for years, and it's the same thing with the roofing. I'll tell people, we would love to have your business, but what's important is getting what's right for you. The worst question I would tell people when they would ask is, what do you think about this car? And I'll say, it doesn't matter what I think. You're going to be the one driving it, and it's just like with a roof. Because a roof is such a major component of your home. I didn't realize how important a roof is. It's your whole house. If your roof is bad, your house is bad. And we just try to make people feel comfortable just by being honest, forthright, and then that's kind of what led to the whole initial question about the Facebook post about just helping people.
Yeah. And not being pushy when we're in the homeowner's house.
Yeah.
And there's just so many people out there nowadays, and there's more and more roofing companies being created, and they're all jam. And like Andy said, it's the most important decision that you're going to make after buying your house. And I'm not going to sit there in front of you knowing that you called 3 other people, and always call 3 other people, always get 3 estimates, and try to jam something down your throat, knowing damn well that, my dad himself wouldn't want somebody to come in and try to sell them right there. Obviously, I would love to earn your business and not have to come back. But that's just not the way we feel that the game should be played.
And you guys don't use subcontractors at all, correct?
Everybody uses subcontractors.
Oh, you do use subcontractors. Okay.
Everybody uses subcontractors.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a lot of jobs ourselves as well, though. Depends on the job, the type of material, stuff like that.
I won't say everybody, 95% of them.
I can imagine. I mean, there's only so much, the 2 of you guys can do in a day.
I still have the group of 5 that we do most of our metal. But pivoting from the past 6 years, where I actually did 90% of all the installs, and finding good contractors that are going to do an excellent job, because 90% of subcontractors are subcontractors for a reason. They couldn't get their own work. So it's been my pursuit to try to find the guys that are comfortable in that spot, that actually are good enough to where they could go get their own jobs, but they're working for 3 or 4 different contractors, and there's never any issues. And we've been lucky enough to find one of them so far. And working on Giovanni and them, and trying to put a second really good crew together that if we ever needed it, because the first one, those guys have up to 24 people. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of guys.
Yeah, that is.
If we had a 100-square roof to go in and it had to be done in 2 days, we could do that without any issues at all, just because of the training that has been in place. So, I mean, you could find guys to come and install a roof for $70 a square, or you could find guys to come install a roof for $150 a square.
I want to go back to when you were talking about estimates. You had mentioned that you encourage everybody to get at least 3 estimates on a roof. Have you ever seen an estimate come your way that was just so astronomically overpriced? It just blew your mind. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, 100%. And it's normally the big marketing companies. You know what I mean? It's the people that are spending the bottom tier to get your roof installed. They're giving you average product, but charging you $1,000 a square.
And why do people go with those companies then?
They don't know no better.
Okay.
They think that's the pushy side of things. You know what I mean? If you had 4 people come into you, and let's just say I was the first person, which I always love being the first person, because I'm not. I mean, most people say that because they're trying to earn your business right there, and they're going to jam it down your throat. I'm not. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and show you every single aspect of what we do, and then I'm going to tell you what 2, 3, and 4 are going to come in here and try to do. That way, when 2, 3, and 4 are exactly the same, I'm the only one giving you the difference. And when I first started doing that, I was automatically eliminated because I was the only one giving different information than what 2, 3, and 4 was. Well, now our presence is so good. You know what I mean? We have the Facebook, we have the Instagram, we have the YouTube, that it's more reliable to believe somebody that's going to be different from 2, 3, and 4 when 2, 3, and 4 are obviously just salesmen. They're not involved in the business. They don't care. If your roof leaks at 11 o'clock at night, they're not. Yeah,
they're not coming out to look at it.
Coming out,
sure.
You know
I can't tell you how many times. So when I dispatch an estimate to Jason, when I'm speaking to them on the phone, asking what issues they're having, and I'll say, hey, let's just say does Thursday at 2 p.m. work? They're like, yeah. And I'll say, just put about 20 to 30 minutes aside. Right. And sometimes they get confused, like 20 to 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah. They're like, my other estimates all took 2 hours. And as soon as they say that, I'm like, listen, we're not a sales or a marketing company. You're not going to get a sales pitch. You're not going to get 20 demonstrations. If someone does that, walk away. They're not a real roofing company.
Somebody drops your price, walk away.
Yeah, like it's just like if you go buy a car and someone says this car's listed for $40,000, you haggle with them for an hour. How do they go from 40 to 32? That's impossible. These roofing companies will start at 35,000. Oh, let me make a call. You know what? We can do it for 18. I mean, that's a huge red flag right there. And when I tell people that on the phone, they're just like, I feel like I just want to go with you already. I'm like, well, wait till you meet Jason. Any questions you have? Yeah. And people have said that because I'm like, he's going to go out there, hop on your roof, or just how many people have told me they went with us because the other people didn't even get on the roof. I'm like, you have to go on the roof in order to take a look at it.
Or have a drone up there or something to get an idea.
And even that can't give you, what you're looking at unless he's up on the roof looking at every corner, every crack. And he's gone on estimates and told people you don't need a roof. And people have gotten estimates. And I explained to them, I wouldn't necessarily say these people are ripping you off. You called them for an estimate, so they gave you one. But very rarely is someone going to say your roof is fine.
Right.
Or tell you to call 3 other people, get 3 estimates.
Right. I love that you said that earlier.
It's just being different, like being full transparency around it. And I mean, I think the biggest downside of everything now that equity companies and people that don't even know how to install a roof are taking over trades. So they have the CFOs, the CSMs, and all those 3-letter positions inside of an office where your subcontractor said, hey, we're not going to work for you anymore. How would you still run a business? Like, you don't have any marketing experience. You're hiring a marketing company to do it. You don't have any roofing experience. You're hiring subcontractors to come in and do your work. So you're just kind of like you're 100% middleman. Like, you don't do really anything. You're just kind of like the go-between. And it's sad in the industry because, I mean, in Chambersburg, we have several companies that are in that area that are really, really good. But the guys aren't spending $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 a month on ads. So you don't see those guys. Right. Whereas in the people that are in your house for 3 hours are the ones that are spending the $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a month. So obviously you
that's
see
top of mind
first.
when you,
yes.
I understand.
And then it's kind of hard because then you go the other direction and you're taking referrals from people that you know, and obviously they don't know if their friend's roofing company is really good or not. Like, they just know that guy does roofing. And then you hire them and it doesn't turn out the best way. So it's a really, really tricky time right now with technology and ads and being a homeowner that's trying to get a good product at a fair price. It's really, really tough nowadays.
And I like that you, this resonated with me when you said this earlier, that you guys are offering free estimates and you're actually going to get onto the roof for realtors, you said?
Yep. So,
I mean, we spoke about this last time, but I was looking into buying a house, and when I did the home inspection, the guy, he was lovely, but he wasn't up on the roof. He was in the attic looking at it from underneath, and I think used a drone or something to give me a general idea. But I'm not going to purchase a house if the roof is falling apart, and I need to know, anyone who's buying a house would need to know what really is the condition of it. The last thing you want to do is buy a home, and then within a month, now I got to spend $10,000 on a new roof.
We just actually had an emergency install in Mechanicsburg in the freezing cold that I'm not super thrilled about right now because I can foresee something going wrong in the future. Even though we followed everything the manufacturer wanted it, but it's not supposed to be super cold outside when you're installing a roof. There's a lot that could go wrong. But we had a really good crew on it, and I'm sure it's going to be totally fine. It's just me from a standpoint going against quality and the way we normally do things. The gentleman was moving from California. He He went through the process, got estimates. He actually got 5 different estimates, selected us, and we were on pace to do his roof installation sometime in March. Well, his insurance company called and said, we're not covering this roof. There's far too much moss on it. We're not going to wait till March, which was different because normally in all the years past, as long as you had a signed contract and everything was good to go, the insurance company was totally fine with insuring it as long as you had a written contract. Not the case. So we had to set up, get everything replaced, which we did, I think January 2nd, we did the replacement. So it's just the home inspector report. Everybody just thinks that if the home inspection report goes fine, that, the insurance company is going to cover you. And that's not the case at all. Like, you don't find out until you actually purchase the property that your insurance coverage is, they're not going to cover you because the roof is past 15 years old. There's algae, there's moss, there's things like that. So now you're getting an unexpected big price tag for doing something when you could have avoided all that and called, asked for the home inspection, got the pictures, seen a professional roofer tell you, hey, this, and this, your insurance company might not do this. You know what I mean? That way you're a little bit more prepared than just going off the home inspector report.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but insurance companies are really cracking down on roofs when you are buying a home, correct? I know my company told me straight up when I was looking into buying a house, like, that is the number one thing that we're looking at right now is the roof. And we are cracking down on how old is it, what's the condition of it, we need pictures, we need this, that, et cetera, which I think is...
You can anticipate if that roof's more than 15 years old and it's not a lifetime system, like it's not a standing seam or a slate like the one that you had, they're going to require you to replace it before they cover you. And that's probably, I'd say, about 75 to 90% of the coverage right now. So,
and 15 years doesn't seem that long.
No, we were here in Greencastle over the summer in a development, and we had to do a total roof replacement on a house that was only 9 years old.
Oh my goodness!
And
what happened to the roof?
It was the install. So they explained to me, I don't want to say the home builder,
of course,
but they built a development, and they said, they were showing me. They said, you see that development right over there at the end of the street up on the hill? I'm like, yeah. They go, that development, like 30 houses popped up in like 2 months. It's one reason that we don't typically bid on big developments like that, because they're always just looking for the cheapest labor, the cheapest product, fastest, get it up. But we'll never put our name on that because all these big developments that are just popping up, like, you see these mass commercial developments, they have the cheapest product and it's just the install. They find the cheapest labor. And like I said, this house, it's under 10 years old, and they had leaks everywhere, shingles popping up.
Oh, my gosh.
We had 2 or 3 of them like that this year.
Oh, my goodness.
And actually, I think insurance covered them all. But
which is rare.
Yeah.
Normally when it's I think the homeowner had some connections, you know what I mean? But at that point, it's rare because normally when you get a bad installation, like, people think that your lifetime coverage is a lifetime coverage, and it's just not the case. Like, most of the lifetime warranties that are out there, you might as well just set fire to them and let them burn.
Because typically,
if the contractor that you pick isn't 100% in it for your best interest, it's not going to turn out good. You know what I mean? There's a difference between the lifetime warranties and the craftsmanship warranties. Your lifetime warranties are manufacturer warranties, which means that shingle that I put on your roof, should anything ever happen to it itself, that's where your lifetime warranty.
But the product goes back.
Right. Not the installation.
The installation is where you need the craftsmanship warranty,
Understood.
The workmanship warranty, because if you don't have that workmanship warranty, you might as well kiss that lifetime warranty goodbye, because the manufacturer is going to find every reason they can
to not
cover it.
Of course.
You know what I mean? They'll spend 10 times more money making you run through the hoops and try to go to court against them than just paying for your roof, because they know if they pay for your roof, then the floodgates are going to open and they won't ever be able to do business again, because they're going to be constant litigation by fake claims and things like that when people think that it's the shingle, when in reality it's the installation that happened, because you're going to get a manufacturer problem maybe less than 1% of a time. So you're looking at very, very small percent of what you're going to install throughout the course of your life, and it's going to be very, very low.
One thing I love about doing this show is that when I am finally ready to buy a home, I know who's doing my roof. I know who's doing my windows and my doors. Like, I have everything covered that I could possibly need. So Andy and Jason, in the last minute that we have here, make sure people know how to get in touch with you if they have any roofing questions, need an estimate. How can people get in touch with you?
A couple of different ways. So the website teflonroofing.com. The phone number is 717-830-8454. We can be reached through social media as well, Facebook, Instagram, but calling is always the best way. Most people like to call. Or they can email as well. It's on the website, teflonroofing717@gmail.com.
Or just pop on in and say hi to you.
Yeah, stop into our amazing office. It wows everyone.
And we're located at 372 Grant Street, Chambersburg, Pennsylvania.
We are literally
Farmers Market.
Yeah, we are 100 yards from Gear House.
Okay.
If anyone goes to Gear House, which I'm sure a lot of people do, if you see Omega Coffee right next to it, we did
Great place.
We did that massive roof this past summer as well.
Oh, so while you're enjoying a beverage, you can see your work right out the window?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And, if you come into the office randomly, it'll probably just be me there, or it'll be empty. One of the two.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming back and sharing a little bit about roofing and you know, everything that you discussed. I think it's good information. It's really, really good to know. So thank you guys again for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Of course. We'll be right back with Let's Talk Tri-State.
Let's talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.